Anna and Martin Bates were a remarkable couple who captivated crowds of onlookers. Standing at over 7 feet tall, they both had a genetic disease known as gigantism and toured together as Curiosities. But it wasn't just their height that grabbed people's attention, their love story did too. Yet, it led them down a heartbreaking road. Anna Haining Bates was born on August 6, 1846, in Canada to Alexander Swan and Anne Graham. Anna was the third of 13 children in a very big family. However, she wasn't like her siblings in size. Some say she was a regular-sized baby, while others claim she weighed 13 pounds at birth. By the age of 4 years old, she was reported to be over 4 feet tall and weighed more than 90 pounds. By the time she reached the age of 15, Anna was 7 feet tall, but this still wasn't the end of her growth spurt, though it was never officially diagnosed. It was later on discovered that Anna Bates was born with gigantism, a condition caused by a tumor in the pituitary gland that leads to an overproduction of growth hormones. People with gigantism experience rapid growth and usually have shorter lifespan. Despite facing significant challenges, Anna had an adventurous life ahead of her. Anna's family was very sympathetic to their daughter's rare condition. Allegedly, when Anna didn't fit her school desk anymore, her father handcrafted a bigger one just to accommodate her needs. He even constructed an extra-large bed for her to ensure that she slept just as comfortable as everyone else in the house. Regrettably, he couldn't protect her from the outside world, and to the world Anna became a spectacle. As news spread of this girl, people all over Nova Scotia started to visit her family's farm in the hopes of catching a glimpse of Anna. Local newspapers began to publish stories about her, which only added to the already increased interest. One paper even referred to her as an infant giantess, hence from a tender age, Anna Bates garnered significant attention. Anna's family saw this situation as a great opportunity. As farmers, they needed financial support, and they were no strangers to putting their other children to work. This included their daughter Anna, who was always in need of new clothes and shoes due to her rapid growth. To help obtain more funds, the family made the decision to put Anna to work by touring around local fairs as an attraction. Expectedly, there was controversy surrounding Anna's childhood touring career. Although her family understandably needed the money, some accused her loved ones of parading her around in an exploitative way. Despite these speculations, the majority of historians believe that her family was genuinely caring and ensured that she was safe at all times by accompanying her on tours and selecting family-friendly venues that spoke to people's curiosity more than anything else. Anna did not spend all her time traveling in her youth. She often looked after her younger siblings and kept herself busy with reading and pursuing other artistic passions. Therefore, although her experience certainly wasn't a common one, she did her best to still engage in all of the typical things that other children did. Furthermore, Anna, just like anyone else, had a simple dream. Sadly though, right from the start, it seemed fate was against her. She really wanted to be a teacher, and when she moved in with her aunt to study in another city, life decided to throw some curveballs at her. Anna found the classrooms physically constricting because of her size, and the people on the streets in this new place often gawked at her and made her feel especially uncomfortable. This treatment ended her teaching aspirations, but thankfully, greater things were in store for her soon. In order to keep her spirit lifted and her self-esteem in check, Anna's grandmother frequently shared with her these words of wisdom in regard to her size. "Stand tall and be proud of your Highland ancestry." These words of wisdom seemed to empower Anna to embrace her uniqueness and strive for success. And she surely aimed high. Anna's height opened doors for her education and career. In 1862, she relocated again, this time to America, where she secured a position at the P.T. Barnum Museum as the Nova Scotian Giantess representative. Anna's time at the Barnum Museum was truly transformative. She not only received tutoring and honed her musical talents by learning to play the piano and sing, but she also had access to incredible opportunities that were unheard of at the time. Anna received $23 a week in gold, which would be equivalent to $500 in today's. The museum even provided her with a chaperone and allowed her to earn extra income from selling pictures of herself. What's even more remarkable is that she had the rights to those images, which brought great relief to her family, who initially had concerns about her joining the museum. They were worried about her well-being and the loss of their involvement in her exhibitions. During her time there, Anna had the chance to portray iconic characters like Lady Macbeth and engage with audiences through Q&A sessions, where she shared her unique experiences as one of the tallest women in the world. This experience allowed her to take control of her own narrative and educate others about her life, rather than being solely viewed as a spectacle. It's fascinating to see how her initial interest in teaching was fulfilled in such an unexpected way. Unfortunately, Anna's happiness at the museum was cut short when she found herself trapped in a frightening fire where the stairs were engulfed in flames. And Anna, nearly 400 pounds at the time, was too large to fit through a window. Fortunately, 18 people came to her rescue, carrying her to safety. However, the aftermath of the fire was devastating as Anna lost all her belongings. She was one of the last to escape, unable to salvage anything from the burning building. Interestingly, historians often overlook Anna's heroic actions, in addition to her size, which actually led her to be left behind. She selflessly helped others escape before her, showcasing her innate kindness and bravery. This compassionate trait was ingrained in her character, despite the sacrifices she had to make. By most reports, Anna Bates was not only intelligent but also incredibly kind-hearted. During her travels, she formed strong bonds with people who, like her, were physically different. Her warm personality even allowed her to befriend a prominent royal figure of the time. Anna's adventures around the world were a testament to her resilience and open-hearted nature. She traveled extensively throughout Europe and America, only occasionally visiting her birthplace, Nova Scotia. In 1863, she even formed a friendship with Queen Victoria during her tour as a spectacle in Europe, an unlikely bond between the two. Despite looking different from the average woman, Anna attracted many suitors. It is said that she received countless marriage proposals, but due to her career as a performer, she chose to reject them. It was very difficult for her to differentiate between people who were genuine and those who were simply after a share of her wealth. However, everything changed when she encountered a man who made her believe in true love. While checking out a circus in Halifax, Anna couldn't help but notice Martin Van Bates, a man who stood over 7 feet tall and weighed over 500 pounds. Naturally, Martin noticed Anna as well, which led to a few interesting developments in both her career and her love life. It is a timeless tale. Every prince needs his princess, and every giantess needs her giant. Anna and Martin tied the knot in 1871 in London. The young couple then began touring together in various circuses around the world. Remarkably, even after more than 150 years, Martin and Anna still hold the Guinness Book of World Records for being the tallest married couple ever. They have a combined height of over 477 centimeters or 15 feet 8 inches. This beats out the tallest living married couple by almost 2 feet. And this isn't the only Guinness Book of World Records associated with Anna Bates. We'll talk about the other one shortly. It was through this very union that Anna Bates transitioned from being a swan to becoming a Bates. During this metamorphosis, she also received a significant blessing. As mentioned, somehow along her travels, Bates became friends with Queen Victoria. In 1861, after the Queen lost her husband, Prince Albert, she fell into a deep state of depression and grieved severely for the rest of her life. Despite her personal loss, Queen Victoria still valued other people's love stories. In 1871, upon hearing about Anna Bates' love story, Queen Victoria decided to do something special for her. She presented the performer with a bridal gown crafted from 100 meters of satin and 50 meters of lace adorned with orange blossoms. The generosity didn't end there. It is rumored that Queen Victoria arranged for the Bates wedding to be held at the Church of St. Martin in the Fields. Amidst the legend surrounding the improbable bond between the two women, disregarding any speculations, there were certainly more surprises in store for Bates, undoubtedly courtesy of the Queen. Anna Bates returned to Buckingham Palace after receiving an invitation from Queen Victoria to visit and received a diamond cluster ring. The bridegroom also received a gold watch and a chain. Subsequently, the couple had the opportunity to meet with the Queen on at least 2 more occasions, as well as encountering other members of the royal family. A year after their marriage, Anna and her newlywed husband acquired a residence in Seville, which had unique height specifications to accommodate their extraordinary statures. However, the couple decided to ensure that the back part of the house was average size to suit the needs of both servants and guests. Nevertheless, life was not always without challenges. While traveling with various touring companies, the couple occasionally encountered unscrupulous promoters. On one particular occasion, they were even forcibly removed from a train car. Unfortunately, there is limited information available regarding the reasons behind their unwelcome treatment by certain promoters. But Anna Bates appeared to recover well from those rejections. After all, she had no difficulty finding love in other places. Anna Bates had a strong affinity for animals. She strongly disapproved of horse racing, and on the farm, she and her husband made it a priority to care for cattle and draft horses. Additionally, they would adopt retired animals from the circus. Even today, her family members continue to share stories about a specific incident when she took in a mischievous monkey named Buttons, who often caused chaos with visitors. In 1872, still newlyweds, Bates and her husband experienced the tragedy of losing their first child. On May 19, 1872, they welcomed a baby girl into the world, weighing a staggering 18 pounds. Unfortunately, the child did not survive childbirth. The loss was devastating for Anna, and sadly, she would face similar heartbreak later in life. 6 years after the stillbirth, Bates became pregnant with a son in 1878. On January 18, 1879, her water broke, resulting in the loss of approximately 6 gallons of fluid. However, her labor was incredibly challenging. As the hours passed and the baby's head began to crown, the doctor made a chilling realization. The baby was so large that the forceps couldn't fit around its head. To safely deliver the child, they resorted to using a bandage. He weighed a staggering 23 pounds, and Martin later wrote that at birth he resembled an average 6-month-old child. Now, this infant boy reportedly measured 30 inches in length, equivalent to 75 centimeters. Unfortunately, this was yet another tragic birth. Anna Bates was denied motherhood in a cruel manner. Just 11 hours after the delivery, her baby boy passed away. Posthumously, he earned a Guinness World Record for being the largest newborn ever recorded. This second loss devastated Anna once again, and its consequences had a profound impact on her. Having experienced the loss of 2 children, Anna sank into a deep depression. She no longer desired to be part of the circus and withdrew from social interactions to cope with her anguish. In many ways, this marked the beginning of the end. Although she made an attempt to return to the circus later on, she ultimately withdrew once more. After rejoining the circus, Anna Bates and her husband made the decision to lead a quieter life in the late 1870s. In fact, by the spring of 1880, Bates primarily devoted her time to the farm she owned with Martin. They also became actively involved in the Baptist church, attending services regularly and reading the Bible. The church even installed special seats to ensure the couple's comfort during their attendance. In fact, Anna even began teaching Sunday school at the Baptist church, so her youthful dream of becoming a teacher was ultimately fulfilled in an amazing way. In 1888, after struggling with tuberculosis and thyroid issues, Anna suffered from heart failure during her sleep. This happened just one day before her 42nd birthday, so she sadly never woke up to see the marking of another year. After her passing, Anna's husband erected a monument on her grave to honor her. A year later, he remarried and moved out of their Seville home so that his average-sized second wife could be more comfortable. However, when Martin passed on himself, he was buried next to Anna Bates and his baby boy. To this day, Seville continues to remember Bates and her husband. In town, there is an exhibit dedicated to the couple with artifacts about their life. There is also a museum in Halifax dedicated specifically to the Giants, and some descendants of her relatives are still involved in curating and guiding tours for visitors.